Hey, welcome back to Life After Divorce, episode 5. I am your host, Chris. Today we want to talk about the new normal and establishing routines and life experiences that we get to go through post-divorce. But these are things that you can really learn at any time in life, share with your spouse if you're still married or your significant other that you're with right now. But real quick, before I go into that, I want to come back to something that I covered and mentioned last week and go into a little bit more detail because I've been asked about breathing exercise as well as journaling. And what I was referring to in that is a breathing exercise that you can, when I mentioned stop, the thought process, interrupting the thought that you're having or the situation that you're in or whatever just happened to you, you can actually stop that and you kind of hit the reset button in your brain. What I mean is take 6 seconds, count to 6 while you breathe in through your nose, hold it for 6 seconds, and then out through your mouth slowly for 10. And that actually helps reset the brain a little bit and helps clear out the congestion and the noise going on in there. The other thing from a journaling standpoint, so I've been doing this now for about 7 months and started with a challenge from the pastor of my church to the congregation, and I just kept doing it. It was a week-long challenge of, hey, each day, write down something or things that you learned from, what did God teach me today? What did I learn today? And then also, what are some things that brought me joy today as well? And at the end of the day, end of the week, end of the month, you've got things to look back at and see. It's all about the little wins, guys. Like Rome wasn't built in a day. You can't eat an elephant in one bite. Like it's the little wins that we build off of each and every day. So hopefully that answers your questions from there. And really just be thankful for the joys that you got today, but also what you learned from the day. So the new normal. So humans are routine people. We are habitual people, but we are routine individuals. So I actually was looking at the Northwestern School of Medicine for some information in regards to the routines and why they're so important to us. It says people are creatures of habit. Routines offer a way to promote health and wellness through structure and organization. Okay, again, I'm not getting you earth-shattering information here. However, not only can routines greatly improve your health, but the lack of routines actually creates stress, poor sleep, poor eating, poor physical condition, and ineffective use of time. You just lose track of time. And so thinking about how, your kid's world got flipped upside down, your world is changing and evolving as well. You may not have the same routine for every day of the week because you may have an early day one day of the week or a late day a couple days of the week. So your routines may not always be the same. My routine on a Monday does not match my routine on a Saturday. But I have routines because it's important. It's important for our kids to have routines. It's important for us mentally and physically as adults to also have routines. So work on establishing a routine that works for you. Maybe it's you may have 7 routines. I don't know. But a routine that works for you and routines that work for your kids as well. And because the routines may not be the same at their other parents' house as it is at your house. That's okay. But it's important that your kids have routines at both places. And all you get to control, fortunately or unfortunately, are the routines they have at your house. But it's important to have routines for your kids. So the other part of this, kind of evolving as we are now in a situation that we get to become more well-rounded people, post-divorce, is looking at it from things that we get to learn. And really kind of laugh at it. These are things that some of these I have learned, I'm still learning, I'm starting to learn. But think about some of these from a cooking standpoint. Are you a chef or are your ideas of cooking going to fast food and TV dinners? People are on both sides of that fence. I may be hey, I love to cook, and I may be I could screw up Kool-Aid. And there's everybody in between too. So think about, we all get to continue to learn how to do things. Ladies, how handy are you around the house? And here's what I mean by that. I'm not saying are you capable of remodeling your house? And guys as well, but traditionally that's a male versus female thing as far as, I tend to take on more of the house chores or house maintenance and she does more of the cooking. roles are getting reversed now, and you get to do all of these things as part of being divorced. My married friends laugh at me, and I completely own it. They'll call me Betty Crocker or Chef Boyardee or whatever. They get to laugh and make fun and talk about the housewife that I get to be and all those fun things. But there's some truth to the matter, because I get to do these things versus that's her thing and she's better at it, or this is my thing and I'm better at it. So think about this. So when I talk about home maintenance, do you know how to shut off the water in case of a flood? If you have gas, do you know how to shut the gas off? Do you know how to stop situations like if the toilet leaks or you have a leaky faucet? Do you know how to interrupt things that are happening? Yes, there may be DIY projects that you want to take on too, and those are fantastic, and I encourage you to do those. But do you even have any tools around the house for if something happens, I know how to fix or stop or correct what's going on? And I'm not talking about having a $5,000 tool chest, but a hammer, a couple of wrenches, a socket set, screwdrivers, maybe a metric screwdriver set as well, a couple sets of pliers. Like, those types of things can take you a long way in just general home maintenance. It can also save you money. It can also save you time and a lot of anguish and stress and anxiety to go along with it. What about getting your kids ready in the morning for school or for daycare or whatever the case may be? Is that something you've always done? Is that something you have very little knowledge in? Like, for example, my son, easiest kid in the world to get ready. He wants to wear sweats and a hoodie unless it's warm outside, and then he wears gym shorts and a t-shirt. Like, that's his thing. My daughter, on the other hand, God bless her, she wants to wear dresses half the time. She wants her hair done up. If I let her wear makeup, she'd wear that too. Like, it's just, she's very different. Back when I was married, when my daughter wanted to wear dresses and have her hair all done up and all that stuff, that was your mom's job. Like, let your mom take care of that, because that's not something that I'm great at. Well, post-divorce, guess what, fellas? We get to learn how to do ponytails, and we get to learn how to put hair in hair ties and learn how to do, make your little girl's hair look great, and learn how to make sure that the dress matches the leggings and matches the boots or the shoes and the coat, and it's just different. Do you even care if your children match in the morning? Can they wear yellow with, black, or with purple with whatever? I mean, you get what I'm saying. Like, that's the point of this, is there are things that are strengths of yours, things that are weaknesses of yours. The biggest part of becoming a more well-rounded individual that I am learning is we get to continue to learn day in and day out, okay? So a couple of other things I wrote down here. Laundry. How many whites have you turned pink? How many adult-sized shirts now fit your daughter's baby doll? We've been there. We've all done it. I mean, again, maybe a strength of yours may not be. You get to learn how to do these things. And guess what? If you hate doing dishes, and I'm not ever doing the dishes because that wasn't my thing when I was married, well, I hope you have a lot of paper plates and you eat with plastic forks and drink out of styrofoam cups. Because otherwise, at some point, you get to do the dishes, or you're going to have an entire kitchen full of dirty dishes that somebody has to take care of at some point. Okay? So even the fact that I even made a note of grocery shopping. I have plenty of married friends, and again, I've told you before, they like to laugh and make fun of me for the different things that I take, mainly the men. The women usually are like, yeah, why can't you do some of the things that he does? But think about this, grocery shopping. Now, you may laugh at this and say, oh yeah, I can do grocery shopping. It's not that hard. Okay, wisecrack. What are your children's favorite spaghetti sauce? What is their favorite breakfast item? Their favorite meal that they love to eat that you can make, or that your significant other, your former significant other used to make. Do you know how to make that? Number one. And number two, do you know which aisles those ingredients are at in the store? Okay? For a lot of people, grocery shopping can be very, very overwhelming. Others, it's I go online and do it, I'm done. For others of us, even from that category, it's I'll go into the store and pick out the things on my own because I know what I'm looking for and I know where to go to get it. It's different for everybody. I'm not saying that you have to learn how to do it in this rigid format or fit in this rigid box. What I am saying, though, and I'm happy to do this, is that I'm going to be looking forward in future episodes to breaking some of these down individually, and show you, here's some of the hints and the cheats and things that I've learned along the way. so that you can take them and evolve and run with them and do your thing with it. I'm not saying that I've mastered anything. Again, I still learn every single day. I'm thankful that we get to learn every single day. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. But the key to this, and the reason I'm even bringing this up, is that if so many of my married friends, and this is where I've come up with some of this information, if you removed their significant other out of the question or out of the picture tomorrow, they would be lost. I mean, completely lost without their significant other. And you may have been that way, or you guys may have, teamed up on different things, and that's fine. That's what a relationship's about. But now that you're on your own and doing things on your own, it's time that you get to learn and create new routines and evolve and do different things that you didn't have to do before, or you didn't do as often, or you didn't do it in a certain way before. Now you get to create all this stuff. That's not a bad thing. It's not really that scary. We make it out to be scary, and we have all this fear in our brains. But if you will get out of your way, get out of your own way, be willing to make mistakes because you're going to make them. You probably already have, and that's fine. But are you learning from them, and are you learning how to get better at it? Okay? There are things that all of us can't stand to do, but when you live by yourself, if you want to make progress and get stuff done, sometimes you're going to get to do all those things regardless of whether you like to or not. My neighbors have a field day laughing at me and some of the things that I do and still don't understand. And that's fine, because I get to share other things with them that I do know about or that I do understand. So your best resources that you have at your disposal, that you can ask questions of, your family members, your friends, your neighbors, like I just said, Google, YouTube, all of these things are at your disposal. So if you suck at something or aren't as good as you'd like to be at something, guess what? You've got a whole disposal of people, some that will laugh at you, don't get me wrong, but you got this whole disposal of the world at your fingertips if you'll just take advantage and ask. That's it. So we're going to wrap on that and make sure that as you're learning some of these different things, pass them on to your kids too, because they need to learn how to do this stuff too. So make them more well-rounded individuals for as they're growing up, and let them learn how to do some of these things. At the bottom of the screen is my email. I'm going to wrap there, like I said, and really enjoy talking with you and sharing. Until next time, have yourself a blessed day and a joy-filled life. Thanks a lot.